Hi, everybody. Happy Star Trek Tuesday. Can you believe it? You made it all the way to Tuesday. What a week, right? There's so much fun stuff to talk about. There was the Tribeca world premiere of Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3. We're going to talk all about that. And by we, I mean mostly Marina, but we'll talk about her in just a minute. And then what else do we have in the news? Oh man, we have so much stuff. It's insane. Star Trek has officially merged. This is it. This is it. We did it, you guys. So we'll talk about that. We'll give you all the news on that because this is big time.
Hmm.
Stop your Googling. Simon Pegg has some Star Trek 4 news because, Simon Pegg is
Right
cool and
on.
Star Trek 4 is always in the news.
Hmm.
Star Trek 4. And also there's some animated talk. There's more Strange New Worlds is like always in the news. Boy, they really
Hmm.
hit a home run with that show if they're in the news like every day,
Right?
constantly, always and
Hmm.
forever.
Yeah.
Also, there's going to be a new novel, Star Trek novel. So we'll talk
Hmm.
about that. But what's it about? Who's it about? Is Italy a boot? All right, everybody, with special guest Marina Kravchuk is here.
Hi, everybody.
Sorry, Moch.
Italy.
She's like, why are you clapping?
That was a good cheer. Uh, Melissa Longo's here, of course, and her
Well,
cat that
hello
acts like a parrot.
there.
Oh
Hello
my
there. there.
God.
She's
Quiet so not to traumatize Mochi.
And
she's a little
Jenny R.
snuggle bug.
Johnson is here.
Hello.
Cool shirt.
Thank you.
D. Matt Boardman is here. Cool pants.
Oh.
Hey, thanks.
It's true. And my name is Ryan T. Husk. I got a cool shirt too. San Jose Sharks.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice
Although
one.
they have not been good
Fun.
for quite
Hmm.
some time, but that's okay. We're tough. We're tough.
Yeah,
Never
Marina's shirt's awesome too.
Yeah.
I love
beautiful.
that one.
Yeah.
Trek
I like
side of
Amazing.
that
the
one
moon.
too.
That one I've always wanted to get.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That's
bet
amazing.
Melissa's, I bet that's a Riza and Chill shirt. Am I right?
Oh
Yes, it is. I
yeah.
see that
Yes.
thigh.
Look at those legs. Ooh.
Oh, I love how they're just
Everybody,
peeking out.
Oh, bye, Mochi.
nice. Everybody, you can get your very own Riza and Chill Picard Thunder Thighs shirt at the Star Trek and Chill online store in the description box below. Click
Seamless
that link in the
workout.
description box below for the Star Trek and Chill online store and get your very own Riza and Chill shirt in your favorite color, size, and style. All right, everybody, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications. That way you always know when we go live. What better deal could there be of that? I guess if we paid you, but we're not going to. So this is still a good deal. Hello to Rookie of the Year Redshirt Bob in the live chat, Mark Zutkoff, who tells jokes, Walter Ian K, Joshua Reeve, Joel, and Valisak. That's a toughie. Melanie, Lucia out in Brazil,
Hey.
Allison Leach Hyde. Hey, there she is. Everybody's saying hi to Back of the Head, so I presume he's in there somewhere. There he is. Back of the Head, John Orchiola.
Woohoo.
Sarit Karsten is in the live chat, so is Bob D. Tia Jenkins. That's cool. That means Aunt Jenkins in some languages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
May
Mhm.
Borello out in the May area, of course. Dave Gregory, Herbert Turner, Linda Anderegg. We see all of you, and we are
Woo.
very excited to have you here, Dead Purple 7 and Steve Case, aka Joe
Yeah.
Bugbuster. All right. What an intro.
Whew.
Marina
Ah, yes.
Kravchuk, you went to this big Tribeca event in New York City, I think.
Yes.
So
Yay.
you saw the
Ooh.
Strange New Worlds
Hmm.
premiere.
That's right.
Was it just one episode this time, or was it
Yeah.
two? Sometimes they do two.
Yeah, this
Oh,
was done
Interesting.
very straightforward. I think we actually were lining up longer than the actual premiere
Mhm.
length. But yeah, it was just one episode, but it was thankfully followed by a really nice Q&A with the producers and some of the actors. So this was
Mm.
all in all a very nice thing. I mean, it was different in the sense like we kind of to a degree got used to having standalone events, which we've had before with Strange New Worlds and with Discovery.
Yeah.
Like when red carpet, obviously press, the whole thing, but it was more a thing of its own. Here it's part of Tribeca, so
Right.
they're using one of the venues that Tribeca normally uses downtown, and the what was it called? The Indeed Theater, something like that.
Mhm.
And I wish the weather was better because unfortunately we had to wait before being let in outside. So everybody was standing with their umbrellas. It was pouring rain.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was exactly on the No King's Day. So it was like some people
Right.
literally came after the protest in Midtown, New York.
Mhm.
So weather, not good. And then it was actually very straightforward. We waited. They kind of passed through, tagged everybody with wristbands. This was a ticketed event. This wasn't free. So it wasn't
Gotcha.
like previously where you had to kind of like sign up and then,
Right.
powers that be would send you a link and you kind of register. No, in this case, very straightforward. Just go on Tribeca's website, buy a ticket, which sold out. So this was a full
Right.
event.
Wow.
Nice.
Great.
Awesome.
I think there was some kind of like a wait list, but judging how full
Wow.
the hall was, I don't know how many people
Yeah.
actually got in. I suppose it was a little bit of a lack of a comfort because this was one of those spaces where that is used for literally everything you can think of, performance or
Mhm.
anything. So in this case, it needed to be a theater, so they put some chairs out, which
Gotcha.
my backside has to admit we're not very comfortable, but it is what it is. But
Yeah.
you get still that same wonderful experience where you're sitting in a large dark room with a whole bunch of fellow fans and everybody's super excited. And let's face it, watching damn good television because this was a
Yes.
really, really good premiere. Very
Oh,
solid,
nice.
so much stuff happening. You don't necessarily even have to, watch the last episode of previous season, because they kind of do this whole a little bit of like this is where we are, and then
Mhm.
boom, action
Perfect.
is happening. So this
Wow.
was really, really good experience. And of course, like
Were
I
you
said,
blown
Q&A.
away by it? Did you love it
they-
because it's Star Trek, because it's Strange New Worlds, because you were amongst your Star Trek fans, or because objectively it was really
it's like,
good?
well,
Mhm.
let's see, how many did you do? Like, so all of the above. It was really good. Like, even if you don't necessarily, I mean, I suppose if you have no idea who the characters are, you'll be kind of sort of lost.
Right.
But no, this was really good. Like, everybody got their moment to shine as far as characters are concerned.
All
There was
right.
really good
Nice.
story
Nice.
development. Some of the stuff where we were left hanging, kind of sort of we get further. It's not resolved yet, let me put it this way. But like
Did
things
Captain
are
Battelle
happening.
die? Just kidding.
I cannot tell you.
Okay.
I
No
cannot tell you.
spoilers.
No
I
spoilers,
panicked there
no.
for a second.
But
I
like I said,
know.
this was very, very solid. I mean, if you're a huge fan of Strange New Worlds, you'd be jumping on the ceiling. It was
Mhm.
really good. It was a wonderful experience. And then, of course, like I said, at the end, Akira came out, Henry came out. Let's see, Anson Mount was there, Ethan Peck was there, Carol Kane was there, which was
Right.
and
That's
then
awesome.
of course Babs was there and Celia was there, and it was a really nice
Ooh.
thing. I mean, I'm sure we're going to be seeing quotes up to wazoo from various outlets for the next couple of weeks as things are starting up. But it was lovely discussion. It wasn't very long. They can only do like the usual 40 plus minutes, something like that. And then that's it. Everybody filed out, and then all the local Trekkies kind of went out to celebrate in local pubs,
Nice.
and that
I
was
saw your
that.
photos. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
it was lovely. Yeah, we found a
Mhm.
nice little atmospheric hotel with live jazz, and I was like, yes,
Ooh.
Oh.
So
raise the
if you
toast.
were if you were to tell fellow Trekkies the prevailing emotion when watching this, was it super exciting? Was it fun? Was it sad? Was it scary? Was it a relief 2 years later?
Well, exciting for sure. I mean, we finally get new track. We
Cool.
finally get continuation again. We've waited for how long for the next season? Um, there were a couple of moments of worry, to be perfectly honest, because again, all the characters, something is happening. So whether they're on the ship or they're elsewhere. I'm not going to go into detail. So it's, things are happening. And yeah, you kind of arrive to the end of it. It was like, oh, holy cow, how did they manage to fit so many storylines in just one episode
That's awesome.
of a premiere? Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's exciting. I'm looking forward to see, how people react once they actually get an opportunity to watch it. I really enjoyed it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I'm so glad you got to be there.
Yeah, it's always fun to
Yeah.
have some kind of like a special thing.
Yeah.
I suppose it would have been nice to have the usual thing that we've had before. I mean, between both New York and LA.
Mhm.
Nevertheless, hey, at least we did have something that was, I mean, they called it the world
Yeah.
premiere, but it was an event.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, your pictures have been great.
No, thank you. It was
Marina's
very
always got
difficult.
good
It was
pictures.
very difficult to take
Yeah.
pictures of Anson for some reason because he was just making so many faces because he kept
Oh, that's
turning
funny. Yeah.
during the Q&A and just going like this. And smile and wave.
Now, did they say anything about the season 5 announcement?
They just basically there was a discussion
Mhm.
between that mostly Akiva and Henry were handling that they are approaching this. I mean, we're supposed to dovetail into the original series, so they are treating
Right.
this 5 seasons that we have. Well, it's kind of 4.5-ish, I suppose,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this season is going to be
Right.
shortened, which kind of begs the question: is it like it's 6, but are they the normal length, or they're going to be
Right.
feature length?
We were wondering that too.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just and that's how they were just like, yeah, every season, go with everything, be creative, and like don't treat it necessarily as like, oh, that's potential of last season. Now they know where they're ending, so they're
Mhm.
really trying to put their heart
Right.
and soul. So there was a lot of enthusiasm, especially on Akiva's part, I felt.
That's
Like
cool.
they're really
Cool.
that's the favorite baby.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see how they're gonna do it because we're witnessing the journey. Again, we're
Yeah.
dovetailing in the
Right.
original series, but we're not there yet. Spock is not yet the same Spock. Uhura is not yet the same Uhura. So how is it all going to change now when we have season 3, and of course, as we know, season 4 is in progress.
Mhm.
And how exactly is this whole thing going to end?
Mhm.
I mean, there was kind of like a little thing from Akiva when he said, "Well, we know they don't die, and
Right.
have the sets. So what are we gonna do? Does that mean something?"
Yeah, do
Right.
we want to talk about that right now? Because what? That's I got it right here. This is from
Yeah.
trekmovie.com.
Mhm.
Look at this. So the quote is like what you said.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Akiva Goldsman says, and then we
There
run
you go.
into TOS, switching to conspiratorial tone. But they're not dying, and we have those sets. What?
Right.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
He's
So
ba
like,
he's basically saying, well, maybe he doesn't. They don't go. No, I was gonna say maybe they just go into movies with them, but no, they literally already have reboot original series
yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
So they are. It sounds as if they're just. I mean, he's certainly saying it. That doesn't make it a confirmation, but he's definitely hinting at that being at the very least a
Right.
possibility, or wanting us to
Mhm.
believe it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Sounds like that he wants it to be a possibility. I
Well,
read an
okay.
article recently that said that he has been pushing for more seasons of more episodes per season for Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
This is one of the things that he feels is lacking so far in this series is that he wants to tell more stories with this crew,
Yeah.
this cast and
Gotcha.
this crew.
Mhm.
And it would, in order to do that, it wouldn't surprise me if that's why he wants to go further
Okay.
beyond this Pike 5-year mission.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
that makes
Like,
Totally.
it
Yeah, I
seems to be that
understand. Yeah.
they've become a little bit more careful with I almost said infrastructure, but the sets. Like we know that
Yeah.
Picard sets, have not exactly. I mean, it's been all pulled apart and probably in storage
Mhm.
except for the bridge.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's like, yeah, you have the sets, so there is a potential there where you're really going to destroy it if you possibly can do something with it.
Mhm.
Movie certainly sounds interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who
even,
knows?
even just the way that they can redress like ships to look like other ships and, I mean,
Yeah.
the Stargazer became
Right.
the Titan, that
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
that there's
Well,
definitely, yeah.
and I mean, look, we want something original, right? Just
That's
not
true.
Right.
Original series.
Yeah, we just don't. No, I think if that's where they're going, then I I would prefer no, but that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we've already done that.
Right.
We have the original series with Shatner's Kirk, which
Mhm.
is fantastic. We have a reboot in the movies with another version of Kirk. Now we've got another Kirk. We got a third Kirk,
But
right?
my question is if you're the person who's sitting there thinking, okay, we need young blood in this fandom, we need to bring in new people, who are gonna like freshen up the fandom, are they going to try to get those people to go back and watch the 60-year-old show, or are they gonna
Yes.
give, or are they? Well, yeah, we're gonna, yeah, but you know what I mean? Like if you're just like the guy making the decisions,
Well, okay, I will
Yeah.
you
say this
know,
to it.
they
I
want
will
to
say
give them
this to it.
flash and
But okay,
technology.
but yeah, but
I'm just saying, and I'm just being
no,
devil's
no, I know.
advocate here.
But the
I'm
reason
not.
and the reason but
Right.
the reason I say that is because it's like we already have a history of those characters.
Sure,
Maybe
absolutely.
this is just old man get off my lawn kind of thing, but like
Mhm.
I look at Star Trek as the historical documents,
Yeah,
right? Like in
Ah,
Galaxy Quest,
absolutely.
they're the historical
Right.
documents, and so there is a
Right.
history of this, of this universe, of the Star Trek universe. And so we
Mhm.
already have it established what happened with that cast on the Enterprise, right? And that
Mm.
leads into the motion picture and on through the Undiscovered Country. So unless you're gonna like throw at us again, like, oh, look, wacky, zany, timey-wimey things, and we're heading into a different timeline to yet a third timeline versus the Kelvin and whatever, so that we can tell our own stories. Like, I just, I'm like, I
Yeah.
understand wanting to tell more stories in that, but I also,
Mm.
from just my purely, I love the way Star Trek is as it is. I don't want them to go in and start. I don't want to say stomping on it, but just like,
Mm.
why do we need more
Yeah.
stories of that? With Kirk and Spock and McCoy, with just different faces. Unless you're
Yeah.
going to come in, unless you're going to come in and be like, oh, by the
Well,
way, now we're going to
Well,
flash forward to a fourth season of the original series, fourth and fifth series, and we're going
right.
to tell you the story of how they got from the end of TOS season 3 to the motion picture. Then
To
I'm okay
Disco
with that.
yeah.
Bones.
that's a great
Right,
You know what?
idea.
exactly.
Right.
You
That is a
actually
good idea.
took the
Mhm.
words right out because I was gonna say
Finish
like
out the
I
5-year
don't
mission.
I do not want to see a
Yes.
retread or reinvention
Mm.
of things that have already been accomplished. But yeah,
Yep.
like
Exactly.
if you're trying to kind of fill in the stuff that has never been
Yeah.
covered, really, that could work.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Well,
that's a great
and
idea.
Yeah.
Go
yeah,
ahead,
when
Melissa.
I was a youngster, not an old fogey like I
Hmm.
am now, when I found out that O'Brien was in The Next Generation, I was like, oh, I want to learn more about O'Brien. So I wanted to go back and watch The Next Generation to see what his
Hmm.
story was about. There was some buildup there. And if you go and Star Trek as a whole is so interconnected already, you can find that through line that
Hmm.
takes you through TOS to Enterprise. And I don't think we need to revisit the TOS cast in the same way that we did in the past. It doesn't,
Right.
it's redundant and a
Well,
waste of
now
money.
now that I think about it, wasn't the animated series basically the fourth year
Hmm.
of the
Yeah.
5-year mission? So
Hmm.
maybe
Yeah.
we're running low on missions here. We're down to one
So
season here.
But
once
they could,
again, so- sorry, go ahead.
no, I was going to say, but they could still explore the lost era, that era
Hmm.
that hasn't been explored yet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and the other question is what if it's that or nothing?
Yeah, but I
Well, we
don't
do
No,
have
no,
a
know.
no, I
poll in
agree.
the live chat,
I'm
everybody.
100% with you. I really am.
Here's the poll. The question is, after Strange New Worlds, do you want the current actors to then move into a TOS series? The options are sounds fun, I love the cast, or no more TOS, no matter the cast. And it
Hmm.
sounds like Melissa says no more TOS. The Matt Boardman is pretty tight on it. He's saying no more TOS unless they go into the fourth season,
Hmm.
fourth year. What say you, Jenny?
I mean, I want like I guess I'm coming from it from the from the point of view that, like, yeah, in a perfect world, I would like them to, explore new civilizations and boldly go elsewhere. But if they, but if it's a matter of like either, if the network's like either you remake the original series or there's nothing, I'll take it.
What say you, Marina?
No, I agree with Matt actually,
Mhm.
almost verbatim. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was my thoughts. Like, I do not want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
a retread of everything that
Mm.
we've seen before. And like, I don't want to see another twist on it. I don't want to see like, and all of a sudden Spock has another cousin or something, and
Right.
off we go.
Yeah.
Another
It's
pet.
like
Enough
the gimmick
pet,
can only
Spock.
work
Yeah.
that it can only work that many times before it becomes like doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if we can fill in the things, the blind spots somehow, if that's what we come to, like if we
Mhm.
sets and we're still in that particular era, that might as well work. But
Right.
And I
What
would say
about-
I'm also. Oh, sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
go,
Ryan.
please.
I was just gonna say, and I'm also okay with if they want to do some more like Paramount Plus movies
Mhm.
to
That would be
use
cool.
those sets and that cast to tell
Yes.
something that fits in during the timeline
5-year
of
mission,
TOS
yeah.
as a
Mhm.
one-off additional mission, right?
But then they'd have like Paramount Plus TOS movies and Bad Robot TOS movies. Like that would be weird, right? They'd
Mhm.
But
have
it's different
literally
timelines. It's
two
different
movies.
timelines.
I know, but that's
Right.
I feel like this is already getting. I mean, I feel like if they did this, if they
Mhm.
were then to use this crew and these sets and go off with them, I feel like that would be the final nail in the coffin for sure for the J.J. Abrams Kelvin guys because they're not going to have two
Oh,
TOS
yes,
things going
absolutely.
concurrently.
Yeah.
But what if they say, look, we can't just do 1 year mission, the last year of the mission, or
Mhm.
pretend that the animated series isn't canon and do a 2 year mission there. What if they just did the moments in between? Because season one had what, like 25 episodes, something
Yeah.
like that, right?
Hmm.
I mean, that doesn't cover, I don't think that covers 365 days. Some of them cover a couple weeks, some of them
Yeah.
cover a day. But what if they were doing stuff in between? It's probably boring stuff that wasn't worth an episode. But what if they just did that? So then they go like, what if they start an episode with like, boy, that sure was crazy that Captain Kirk fought that Gorn on Cestus 3 or whatever it was. Like they go, yesterday, are you recovering from that battle
Yes.
yesterday, Captain Kirk? Yes, I sure am. What are you guys up to today? You rest in sickbay. We're going to go on another adventure
Mhm.
before whatever the next episode is. What if they do that? I mean, that would be fun as hell. I would be all for that. I don't care if I would be selling out. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Melissa
I mean,
isn't convinced
I
though.
mean, admittedly, it would be
I'm not
interesting to
convinced.
see, given how they tell the stories in Strange New Worlds, to see them tell an original series style story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm okay with it going into the fourth and fifth season fourth and fifth year mission years. Right.
Mhm.
What about if they find episodes like, okay, we know a lot of original series episodes. Chekhov's just not there,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the whole first season, but also in the second, third season. Sulu's not there in some of them.
Mhm.
Uhura's not there in some of them. What if they do an episode of like, what was Chekhov up to there, for those
Yeah.
days? What if
Ooh,
he was
Space
with
Seed, but from Chekhov's point of
right?
view.
What if he was with Sam Kirk on some
Right?
mission before Sam
So he
Kirk
actually does run
dies?
into Khan.
Like there's a lot of things that they can fill in there, or like there's an episode that's always like Kirk, Spock, and Bones, right?
Mhm.
What if they just show what's going on in between? Or we don't see much of Mbenga, right?
Oh.
In the original series. What if we have some Mbenga episodes? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they can fill in the edges,
Yeah.
with, because before it was just always Spock, Kirk, and Bones. What was everybody else doing? What's going
Mhm.
on?
But
Would
I
be
feel
fun.
like that's kind of what Strange New Worlds is supposed to be doing.
Oh, it
We're
is,
supposed
yeah.
to be seeing these characters grow up, and we're supposed to be seeing why and how they become the characters we know in the original series.
Mhm.
I don't know. It feels like they're just, walking in their own footsteps at at that point.
Oh, that was a close one. I thought you were going to say something gross. Marina, uh, we already have to let you go, but before you go, can you give us
Yeah.
final thoughts on Tribeca and whether you think people are going to love the third season?
I think so. I mean, it's difficult to say. As we know, we're gonna have again a little bit of a mix of different genres in some episodes. So not everybody's enamored with it, as far as I know. But I'm looking forward to it because it's exciting. I really like the cast. The writing has been pretty amazing, and they're off to a very good start. Like I said, the premiere was
Nice.
very, very solid.
So
So
exciting.
let's see what happens. Yeah. And Tribeca
That's
was fun.
exciting.
We got to celebrate it with,
Oh,
you
that's
know, a bunch
cool.
of folks from New York away team, you know, and
Yay.
good start up to the season, I feel.
Or
Awesome.
what about if they have an episode or a season of like Captain Pike? I mean, we know the script would be easy, it's just like beeps, right? So like the script would be really easy to write, and it's just like action, and then like he drives into a little room,
Oh
and then he
my
drives out of
God.
it, or it's a beep beep. I don't know. This could be fun. Could be
Wow.
interesting. Anyway, Marina Kravchuk. Oh, can you tell everybody where they can find you online?
Sure. You can find me on Facebook, my full name, Marina Kravchuk. You can also find me on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads at Dracorex, DRAKKOREX. And that's really it. So
And
hope
on
to see everybody.
YouTube as
Uh,
Dracorex.
yes, but I don't post any of my own stuff. I
But we
just
see you in
listen
the
to
live
music.
chat.
That's
True.
true. Listen, this is the fun part.
Yeah.
I love chatting with fans. So fellow fans are the
All right.
best. Yeah.
Thanks
So
very
great to
much,
see
Marina.
everybody, and see you in the convention somewhere.
See you in Vegas.
Yay!
Yay!
Bye.
Ooh.
Bye.
All right. Um, we should have a poll on the Pike series. That's legit.
God.
That's pretty good. It's like interior, dim. Beep.
That's
Interior.
the trailer. That's the
Yeah.
trailer. It starts
Yeah.
off and then
Yeah.
just kind of
Tripping.
panning across, and then you stop, and then one single light. Beep.
But here's the thing. The
Oh
fact that
my.
we like Pike so much right now, played by
Mhm.
Anson Mount, I feel like they actually could do at least an episode following him because they've already done the work ahead of time, that
Mm.
emotional journey
Yeah.
that we could watch him going through his day to day or meeting a friend or something, like, all joking aside, if they've done the work ahead
Mhm.
of time, we already know who he is and what he's feeling and what he's
Mm.
going through without him having to say anything. Maybe he's just cussing a lot. And that's why it's like beep, beep. I don't know. I don't know.
Wow.
Just an idea.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's like
Anyway,
those memes with R2D2 and what he's actually saying, and he's actually the
Mhm.
dirtiest mofo out there.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty bad. So the poll is over, and 58% of you said no more TOS, no matter the cast. That's
Mm.
pretty harsh. We gave you guys a lot of options to where we can work around it, but people are like, we just want a new crew. We just want something new. We don't want any more Kirk or Spock. It's kind of sad.
Who doesn't?
That
I
58%.
don't
Oh, yeah.
know that it's like we don't want any more Kirk or Spock. I think
Yeah.
Haters. Yeah, haters. Yeah.
it's more of let's explore further. We're supposed to be explorers in Star Trek, and how are we going to
Yeah.
explore the same thing over and over and over
Explore
and over and over
more
again?
of Kirk and Spock. Like, what did they have for
Mhm.
breakfast?
Well, I
Mhm.
would like
Cut
to
his
explore
hair.
more of Kirk and Spock, but
Yeah, you would like
that's
to
my
explore.
personal
Exactly. That's on my
What
personal
does that
time.
apron smell like, right?
right. Did you cook eggs? Was that
Barbecue sauce.
spaghetti?
Mm.
Mmm.
I mean,
Let
Carrots.
me get that for you.
personally,
Pineapples? What?
we've got what, like Picard ended in 2401 or 2402, 2401. There's an entire century
Well,
sitting there.
that's
Just
what I'm
sitting
talking
there.
about.
Yes.
That's
Agreed.
what I'm
No,
talking
Prodigy
about.
was after Picard, right? No, Prodigy's before Picard. I think
Oh.
you're right.
That too.
There's
But
Lower Decks right after
Yeah.
Nemesis, and then Prodigy right after that. And then, yeah, Picard leaves us just hanging. Like the 25th century is only 1% explored.
Exactly.
That's sad.
Mhm.
What a
Exactly.
ripoff.
And the same with the
Exactly.
Lost Era. How much
Exactly.
has that
Yes.
been explored?
There's so much.
And the same with
So
like
much.
3 or 4 hours in between episodes for Kirk and Spock that we don't know much about. Like right in
Okay,
there.
so
Oh my
let's go with
God.
them to waste extraction. That would be
I
fun.
was just gonna say, and here is the
Nice.
bathroom.
Nice.
Okay. So a lot of people popping up in the live chat. Chuck A is joining. John Davis is there. Sentai is here as well. Who else? Ananzi is joining us. John Thomas. He says, you never have another actor play. Wait, you never have an actor play another actor on Star Trek. That's cardinal sin, guys. Sounds confused. Sounds too meta.
I hear he's a good football player.
John Thomas?
Cardinal Sin. I'm just
Oh.
kidding. That made no sense.
No, that was very good. Because Cardinals are a football team and
They are?
a baseball team. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the weird thing. I noticed
And
this
Ohio's
recently.
national bird.
Yeah, there are like at least 6 college football teams.
Oh, not
At least
NFL.
6 college teams that have the name Cardinals as their mascot. And I'm like, since when were cardinals such an incredible bird that so many teams and colleges felt the need to name their team after them? Like,
I mean, to be fair, Cardinals are pretty great, but I really like Orioles myself.
oh God, that's even worse. Sounds like a cookie.
No, but have you
But-
seen an Oriole? They're lovely.
Oh, maybe I should. But Bulldogs is
should.
another very popular college mascot. But yes, Cardinals is an actual
Yeah.
NFL football team. Yes,
Really?
not just college.
Yeah.
Yep.
The who
Arizona.
Cardinals? Where did they come from?
Arizona,
Arizona Cardinals.
originally from St. Louis.
Oh, I forgot about
St.
them.
Louis Cardinals. It's weird that they're not from Ohio.
That's very strange.
Maybe they were originally. But then there was the St. Louis Cardinals of football and baseball. The baseball team stayed. They're one of the most storied franchises in baseball history,
Yes.
honestly. They've got a great history. Anyway, sorry, live chat. Oh boy, our numbers are plummeting.
Oh
That's my
no.
fault. That's my fault.
Chuck A says double stuff Orioles.
Mm.
Sounds
I
like
want some
Thanksgiving.
Oreos.
Me too. Me too. I'm trying to quit sugar over here for a while.
At least until after
It's so
August.
difficult.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I just need to stop eating ice cream every day.
I literally ate 2 now and laters a couple hours ago.
Ooh, nice. I don't know what that is.
Ooh.
What's a now and later?
Oh,
Oh.
Jenny.
You never had a now
Hey.
and
Tisk,
later?
tisk.
Interesting.
You don't
Hey.
know the Cardinals of Arizona.
Oh my
You
God.
don't know now and later.
Now and
You know what?
laters.
I got a lot of good stuff up here, all
Now-
right?
Jenny, now and later is like a very hard taffy, kind of.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
It's
Was it like
kind of
an-
tangy and sweet and yummy, and they come in a square.
Sour
And-
apple's
Huh.
really good.
You have to be very
you
careful that it
have-
doesn't shred the roof of your
Oh,
mouth.
Okay.
Mm,
Do you have
like Captain Crunch.
Exactly.
What are they called? Starburst.
Yeah.
Starburst is
But
good.
they're
Yeah.
really hard Starburst. So you have to suck on them rather than chew
Oh
on
no,
them.
I chew on those bitches. I beat those things
Mm.
up.
Hurts
Eventually,
your teeth.
yeah, eventually with enough.
I kind of suck on Starburst a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
but
Oh, yeah.
Starburst
Anyway.
is way softer.
Yeah. I do like a Starburst. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to think about them. Mm.
Well, you're giving up sugar.
All right, live chat. Let us know what is your favorite flavor of now and later, and bonus points. What's your favorite flavor of blow pops? Blow pops and now and laters. What are your favorite flavors? You guys don't have blow pops either?
Yeah. They're like the
Oh, this
thingy
make
and they
my
got the
mouth
little
water.
bit of gum in the middle, right? They're
Yeah,
like, a
Tootsie
sucker.
Pop
Mhm.
kind
That
Yeah.
has flavor that lasts 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like it's the worst gum in the world.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like fruit
But
stripe
I
gum.
like
Mhm.
that point where you get to the gum, but you still have the crunchy bits on the outside, so you have to chew with the
Yes.
crunchy bits on it.
Agreed.
Ah,
Agreed.
I love that part.
Whoa,
Yes.
Walter Ian K says I've never heard of either one. What is?
There you
Maybe
go.
we're in a different time zone, or what are those things? Time looper or something. This is
Wow.
uh and Steve Case
Steve
hasn't heard of
Case.
either of them.
There you go.
Never heard of Now and Later before now. That's sounded confusing. Lucia says they're not in Brazil. Yeah, but you guys have that delicious soda that we love. What's it
Oh, they
called?
do.
What's it called?
Guadana.
Guadana. Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the greatest
Guadana.
things.
Dead Purple 7
Mm.
says her favorite is grape purple.
Mm.
Amanda Stevenson says watermelon.
I do enjoy
Nice.
watermelon.
Joel is rude. He says now and later's are bottom tier Halloween candy. You've lived a good life if that's
That's
at the bottom.
Seriously.
Because we've had worse
Clearly.
than that.
That's
You have not been
hilarious.
introduced to the circus peanut.
Or
No,
the
thank you.
candy
We have all the
corn.
doorstops
no,
we
no.
need.
I love candy corn, to be fair.
Oh, Jenny, what are you doing?
It's so sweet and delicious. You just
No,
bite the
no,
little
no.
top off. Tink. I like to bite them like
what?
at the
Candy
edge of the
corn.
color.
Oh, that's okay. It doesn't have different flavor on the
No,
layers,
I just
does
like
it?
that.
Okay.
No, I'm just a little
Weird. Sarit Karsten says watermelon for both. Excellent. Lucia says
mm.
guarana. Okay.
But I
Joshua
have
Reeves
a
says
question.
sour apple or watermelon for both. Yes,
Ooh.
you in the maroon shirt.
I'm just making sure that we're still on the main viewer and not Star Trek and
We
chill.
have definitely headed into Star Trek and chill territory. Yeah, you're right about that.
What are you
Star Trek
drinking
and chill
today,
has entered the
everybody?
chat.
As much as I love candy and candy talk, I can go on
Feels
with
like
this
Halloween.
for
All right,
hours.
back to work. Has made my mouth water. I'm gonna go
Okay,
have another now and
focus.
later.
Focus on the news.
Star
Do you
All right.
find that this kind of like
Trek.
looks like The Usual Suspects?
No, I don't know who this guy is.
It's Roger
Unfortunately.
Corby, isn't it?
Is that Roger Corby?
I'll never say.
Yeah.
I'll never tell.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
so.
it is Roger Corby. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're supposed to know and what we're not supposed to know. So
Well, they've released photos of him and he's in the
okay, then that's
trailer,
yes, that's
so-
Roger Corby. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And it was announced that so and so will be playing Roger Corby.
Right.
Oh, so and so is great.
I know, right? Look at him.
Okay.
Ooh.
Also,
I do like
Look
now
at
and later's.
his- Look at his little face.
by the way, you guys,
Years since I've had now and later's. Wow.
Melissa, I've noticed that. Let me go pull this up. Here's the cool crew. It's kind of like half the team, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool
There's a
group.
lot of them, to be
I
fair.
thought it was a
Yeah,
great
to be
picture.
very fair.
Celia looks
okay.
amazing.
Yeah, as always.
She
she's
does.
uber talented.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Melissa, it seems that you have omitted some of the news of the last couple days. I didn't look too deeply, but I did notice that there were some outlets that were kind of reviewing the first
Oh.
half of the season.
Yeah.
Your
Rude.
thoughts on that?
So rude. No, I read this
Really?
one article that said reasons why season 3 is not as good as season 2. And here's why. Or the first half of season 3 isn't as good as season 2. And here's why. And I'm like, dude, no, this article should not be coming out right now because most of the world has not even seen the first episode, let
Yeah.
alone the whole first half
I
of the
feel
season.
like that kind of thing should be like you should immediately have your screener privileges
just gonna
revoked
say,
for something
how
like
to-
that. That's
How to
crazy.
Well, no,
lose
look.
your
I
Spoilery
know.
or
fingers in
not.
5 days.
Look,
Spoilery or not,
freedom of
but
the
it's-
press. They got to be able to give their honest opinion.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Do they got it? Can they not wait a week? Like,
or a month?
Oh, they can, but that's
They
what they
can't
have to do.
wait
They
a
have to be the
month.
first to do it. They have to. But I'm
Oh my
here to
gosh,
tell
I'm the
you guys
first.
yeah.
from a very reliable source. It's total bullshit. It's freaking amazing. Okay.
Well,
And I'm
Yeah.
such a stickler But I'm going to tell you guys, just between the four of us, episode 2
Mhm.
might be, in my opinion, the most rewatchable episode to date.
Ooh, I love that.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's beautiful. It is an excellent Star Trek episode.
I love that.
And I'm sure there's plenty more of that all over season 3. That's why when I saw that, I was like, what are they are they just trying to be edgy? Do
Yes.
people
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
They
that's it.
are. And then
'cause it's
it's a flex to say, "Oh, I've seen the first half of this series already."
Mhm.
It's like, okay, good for you. Do
Yeah.
you want a cookie?
Exactly. Do you want a
Mhm.
frickin' cookie?
Big
I'll go
Lisa,
get
do
deal.
you
you
think
one.
people post on social media just to flex and say, hey, I already saw it. I'm pretty. Do you think people do
Absolutely.
that? Or do you think they're
100%.
just reporting the news because that's their job?
No, it's a flex.
It's a flex.
No
It's a
chance.
flex.
They're paid to
It's
do
a
this, but
flex.
nope.
No, but why are you going to spread this kind of negativity
Right?
and on something that many people haven't even been able to form an opinion on because they won't get to watch it for another month,
Yeah.
which is fine, but don't put that stuff out there because as a viewer, I like to make my own opinions. Thank you very much. I don't need you to
Mhm.
tell me what you think just so that I could. You're trying to sway me into thinking the way that you think. I'm gonna like what I like, whether you say you like it or not.
Well, and have you ever noticed that sometimes you'll read like a review of something and they're like, oh, they did this and blah, 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 that. And so you're like, you go into it expecting like something really bad and you watch it and you're like, that was it? That's what they were so
True.
upset about?
True.
Like
Now everybody's going to think that
Enterprise.
episode 2
Yes.
sucks because they're going to be like, he said it was the best. I just said it was most rewatchable. That doesn't necessarily mean best, but everything's great. They're all the best. But yeah, that's the thing. When somebody tells me, oh, this episode's terrible, you're going to hate it, I actually end up going, oh, it's not so bad. Or if they say,
Yeah.
this is the best ever, then I'm like, psh, it's all right. But
Whatever.
you don't want to overhype anything. So maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're just saying it's not that
Right?
great, just so that when people watch it, they go, no, this is actually really good. So they might be
Maybe.
doing Star Trek a favor.
Mhm.
Well,
Little reverse
but
psychology.
I will have a caveat because when Nami Melamud said that this is
Love
her
her.
favorite season
Yep.
of Star Trek, I kind of go with her because she's working on it and she's in the fold and she's not out there trying to flex, you know? She's not
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
social media saying,
She
"Oh,
should. She got
the
impressive deltoids.
Well, and she's
For all
fabulous,
that
and you
piano
know
playing.
that it's coming from a genuine place, not from a
Exactly.
place of I got the screeners first. I got to watch
Exactly.
them first. Who
There are
cares
ways-
whether you get to watch them first?
There are ways to talk about a project that you've enjoyed working on that isn't saying it's my favorite ever. Like,
Right.
you don't say that unless you mean it.
Right.
Yeah, Sirach
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
do that for a living. Not anymore. But yeah,
Hot
no, our
dog.
job, that's why we do have to watch these Strange New Worlds episodes and review them ahead of time. So that's not a flex. That's just something we have to
Part of
do.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're very fortunate to be able to do it. And we're also very fortunate that, thank God, Strange New Worlds is awesome.
Yeah.
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 So it's just,
Absolutely.
oh, what a good experience.
What a cool
Working.
Why
experience.
does
Yeah.
he look so different in this picture than the other pictures? I
Makeup.
don't know why.
Who?
Maybe. Roger
Hair?
Corby.
Maybe it's his
Hair.
hair.
Maybe it's his hair.
Yeah.
He's
his
also
hair.
Okay.
2 years older.
Than when that was filmed.
Oh
Aw.
my
possibly.
gosh.
Maybe
You're
one,
right.
Two-ish,
maybe
yeah.
only one, but
Yeah.
18
Oh.
months.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, it's a good
Man.
You're
good
right.
amount of time.
That's
Yeah.
crazy to think that it's been that long since the second season ended.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
And
is
he's
crazy.
tall, dude.
He is
I
tall.
mean,
Yeah.
Ethan Peck's tall.
Yeah.
And he's taller than Ethan Peck. He's
Yeah.
tall.
hmm He's
Hmm.
tall.
He is tall.
All right. So back to work, everybody. What do we have? Oh, exactly 1 month. Strange New Worlds episodes 1 and 2 are dropped on your head like a juicy anvil. So everybody look forward to that.
Wait.
It's my favorite
I'm
kind
so
of anvil.
excited.
Yeah, me
He's
too.
6'4".
I love this show.
6'4".
I love this
Wait,
show.
you're
And I love
6'3",
this
right, Matt?
show.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
6'3".
See,
You're
you'll catch him one
tall.
day. You'll catch
He's
him.
tall.
Just
I'm
keep eating
trying.
your Wheaties.
I keep stretching myself out.
Yeah, when I met you, I was like,
That's
whoa.
not appropriate for this show. Oh, I see what you're saying. Never mind. Um, oh, anyway. So anyway, all right.
So anyway.
Okay, so
What were we
this
talking
is
about?
Strange New Worlds. What do we talk about every day? Oh, no. Let's take a break from Strange New Worlds to talk about the fact, God, this really should have been the
Warm here.
leading story.
Mhm.
Because no, it's okay. We're gonna take a break from Pike and Ethan, so it's not too
Mhm.
hot for you.
I
Um,
suppose. Whew.
Star Trek has officially merged. It happened. I
Right.
think they announced
Mark
it yesterday.
Zykov had a couple things to say about your headline.
Great.
Talking about the
Thank you.
clicks thing.
Oh man alive, this is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Yep.
Star Trek has merged. I'm surprised they only did it just on one little
I know,
social media
right?
post. I
Yeah.
don't even, it's kind of relevant to social media. But this is it, you guys. The moment we've all been waiting for. We didn't even know this was necessarily happening or not, but it's here. And here is the official post describing the big Star Trek merger. Tell your friends this is not clickbait. This is real. This is so real.
Can you
Here it
hear the
is.
sarcasm?
What? Here it is. It's official Star Trek letterhead or something. The at Star Trek on Paramount, wait, sorry, the at Star Trek on P Plus handle will be merging with the official at Star Trek handle. Continue to follow along for your one-stop shop for all your Star Trek news and updates.
Thank goodness.
We did it, you guys. Man, I forgot my confetti. Maybe there's some confetti around here somewhere.
Oh,
Anyway,
man.
that's really cool, right? I mean, we can.
Hey.
I thought yeah. I mean, maybe it's not the biggest news, but I'm like, that's cool. What that sounds to me like, it seems as though Paramount Plus may be getting phased out if they're merging it into Star Trek. And maybe Paramount Plus is going to have a new name, right? It's going to
Definitely.
be Skydance Plus or something like that. Maybe, first it was CBS All Access, then Paramount. Maybe it's going to be a new streaming thing, or maybe they're going to merge with like Peacock, like a lot of brands do, or some. Maybe there's going to be something like that happening.
Paracock dance.
And whatever. Is that a Klingon thing?
Huh?
Paracock? Anyway.
Sounds like
Paracock
Saturday
dance.
night.
Yeah. So the point is maybe they most certainly have the new social media handle already locked in, right? They've already got Star Trek on Skydance Plus or something locked down. They just haven't announced it. But whatever the new thing is going to be, or maybe they're just going to merge fully into Star Trek and just keep it at that.
Yeah.
But I think there's something new coming. What do you guys think?
I've found that it's been very inconsistent between the two different accounts. What gets announced when? It's very and the P Plus Star Trek account. I noticed looking back, it didn't post anything between March and June.
Oh, so that's what it is. Is that
Yeah.
that social media team is done then, it
Yeah.
seems.
But they've always
Yeah.
been really inconsistent. Like it's
Yeah.
just like I feel like they just didn't have a plan. And on top of that, I think with the merger, that actually makes a lot of sense what you were saying about Paramount Plus like
Right.
becoming something else.
Well, and then StarTrek.com is associated with at Star Trek on social media. So
Exactly.
they're
It makes
kind of the
sense.
official
Mhm.
news source for Star Trek as a whole.
They really
I don't
are.
know.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe, hopefully, they're actually putting some thought into how are we getting news out?
Right.
And is there a way to make it more official and more concentrated and actually
Sure.
Yeah.
get that message out directly instead of, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Because it's been very, I don't know. Yeah.
And maybe
Consistent.
finding a way to consolidate everything through one.
Yeah, it makes sense to
Mhm.
go where the majority of people are subscribed, right? I mean, how many people are
Yeah.
going to miss Star Trek on P Plus? It's like, well,
Mhm.
okay.
So we have a new poll in the live chat. If we have this platform that's going to replace Paramount Plus, what's it going to be called? Star Dance,
I
Sky
like the
Trek,
last one.
Streak Prance, or Tracksuit Plus?
I
Tracksuit
love
Plus.
Tracksuit Plus.
I like street prance.
It shows up in a leisure suit.
Yeah, it's like Sky
That's
Yes.
Streak
amazing.
Star. Oh, we should have done Starscream
Mhm.
Plus. Damn it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Blew it.
but
I need to do this over again.
Tracksuit Plus makes me think of the 90s Star Trek outfits,
That's hilarious.
It's gonna be a
That is
especially
Western
their
culture
hilarious.
workout
suit.
wear.
Mhm. Right?
Jake Sisko is calling.
Yeah, and Bashir. Damn, I
And
want
Bashir.
Starscream Plus. That would be just,
Mhm.
man. But that's probably
Mhm.
copyrighted.
That's a whole different ball game.
But Transformers is Paramount too, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is, yeah.
yes, indeed. The
Copyright.
possibilities
Let's
are
get it. Let's
endless.
get that handle. Starscream Plus.
Right.
Let's get it. Because it has star like in Star Trek, and it has plus like
Mhm.
in, whatever else.
And Scream just makes it fun.
Yeah, it's like ice cream.
Yeah.
And we can
But
scream, no pop-ups!
yeah. And the only thing is, like when you join, it says, "Oh, please start your account for 90% discount. Do you hate Megatron?" And if you say yes, you get 90% off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Will you
That's
work
how
with
they,
him begrudgingly at times? Probably.
but only to take over and get
Exactly.
Oh
them
my
Energon cubes,
gosh.
bro. All right.
Dude, what I remember about I watched one of those movies and what I remember most is the dude saying, I am Optimus Prime.
That's about
I
right.
am Optimus Prime. I am Optimus Prime.
One
He
of
does
those
it better.
beautiful voices ever.
Yeah, it's
Good
really
thing,
Yeah.
Oh
good thing
yeah.
you know who
When
you
all are
Optimus Prime.
one. Yeah.
transform and roll out. That's what he would
Nice.
say.
Hey,
Yeah.
that was
That was
good.
really
Oh,
good.
I don't really. I didn't even
Yeah.
know I was doing
Yeah.
it.
You got the touch.
That's the movie. All right,
You
we
got
got you
Man, that movie
guys.
traumatized
the
me.
movie.
Hey, if this is all Paramount, we can talk about Transformers like every day. Like I'm not worried about that one bit.
I am
Okay,
Optimus Prime.
here is a new item up for bid, everybody. This is big time. This is also from trekmovie.com,
Hmm.
and it says, okay, this is a big one. This is a big one. We like trekmovie.com.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
says Simon Pegg wants Star Trek 4 to get back to the spirit of the original series.
Does it mean
Nice.
getting canceled after 3 movies?
No.
Oh,
Melissa, what do they mean by
so
that? You read this article. What's going
I
on here?
did, and I love that Simon Pegg really wants to do Star Trek 4. Actually, all of the actors from the JJ movies want to reboot or redo it. Star
Revisit.
Trek 4. Yeah, revisit. That's the word. And he said that, but he would like to go back to the same kind of energy that TOS had, in that it was more positive rather than dark and gritty.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't mind dark and gritty per se, but I think we gotten too married to that kind of
Mm.
feel in our sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, not to say that TOS was all roses. I mean, we have Doomsday Machine
Exactly.
and episodes like that, but there was still some. It wasn't as apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Doom and gloom.
Yeah, you still had
Yeah.
your Squire of Gothos, and you had your like
Trials and tribulations.
Exactly.
Oh, is it Gothos? Is it Gothos and not Gothos?
No, I think it is Gothos.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I tripped on it.
Yeah, that's where Batman
Yeah.
lives. Kind of.
I would agree, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would agree. I like that. And for as much as Beyond may have not been one of the more higher grossing ones, I appreciated the attempt there to kind of bring it back toward that original series feel. Like I love the beginning of that movie where we have Kirk doing his log entry and talking about just
Yeah.
everyday life on the Enterprise. I thought that was really cool.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah, but I like the JJ movies because they do kind of have that lighter feel
Yeah.
to them. I enjoy the chemistry between Kirk and Bones and
Mm-hmm.
Bones and Spock, and that there is some lightheartedness in the movies. There's some serious
Yeah.
stuff, and there's some, but there's also levity.
Totally. And that cast is just so good. It's so good. Actually,
So good.
Scott Mantz has been sharing pieces of the first interview that he did with Zachary Quinto and Chris Pine, like right when they first started doing press.
Wow.
And I mean they're amazing because he also does this whole thing where he shows them his bar mitzvah pictures and they're dying laughing, and it's really quite funny. But it's also just really cool seeing them at the beginning of it all, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really cool. Shout out to Scott Mantz.
Yeah, you'll see him in Vegas. All right. The poll has ended. Here we go. 12% said tracksuit plus.
That was me. I was one of them.
21% said star dance. 25% said streak prance. And 40% like took this seriously and said Skytrek.
Nice.
You guys are all astronauts on some kind of Skytrek?
Exactly.
Oh, that's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Skytrek.
What about if we added Starscream Plus in there? Live chat, let us know. Is Starscream Plus a winner, or are we just too into things that aren't really interesting? Because it happens sometimes. So that's really interesting. Okay, so here's what Simon Pegg says. Here's the quote. And Melissa, yeah, you basically nailed it on this one. Don't mean to sound surprised. He says, quote, I'd love to do a fourth movie. There's always kind of mutterings about it. I've never heard anything to suggest we're gonna do one. Damn. That sure went up and then down, didn't it?
But and this is written. Is this the one written by Laurie Ulster? Or no, it was Trek staff.
Yeah.
But they also said that Zoe Saldana, Anya, and everyone, they're all of their names went out of my head just now. They all agree. with
But
Simon
it's sad
Pegg.
that he says, I've never heard anything to suggest we're going to do one. I mean, that sounds like worse than,
Yeah.
yeah, who knows if it's going to happen, or I'm not sure, or they haven't. He's saying, I haven't even heard anything to even remotely suggest that
Yeah.
anything's going to, I mean, like, that sounds like they haven't heard anything. That, like, there's not even a
Yeah.
knock at the door, there's not a whisper, there's not a just checking avails.
Hmm.
There's like, it is not even on the table in any
So
way.
there's
And that's sad,
yeah, so there's been a lot
considering
Yeah.
they've
them
written like
talking
50 scripts
about
about it. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
50
exactly,
scripts.
or people
Well, I
asking
mean,
them
and you
about it.
wonder,
Yeah.
you wonder if maybe if we, if the merger ever happens, Skydance did help back those movies, so
True.
maybe there's more chance of it happening if the merger happens. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Absolutely. I think so.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, Melissa, when you say
Yeah.
no more TOS, does that include the JJ movies?
Mhm.
No. No. I'm just
Different universe.
it's yeah, that's a
Mhm.
whole different barrel of monkeys.
Yep.
If they said, Melissa,
Yeah.
we'll give you
Yes.
$100.
Hmm.
We need somebody to be the final voter here because we're at a deadlock right now.
Okay.
Do you want to see Star Trek 4 with Pine and Quinto and all those guys? Or should we just do a different movie and go in a completely different direction with a new crew?
I want to see Star Trek 4.
Mhm.
I want it with the Chris Pine and um I always
Zoe.
call him Keith
Carl
Urban.
Urban.
Keith Keith Carl Urban.
Carl. Carl.
It's like- yes, Carl Urban.
Is that a
And
tough one?
I love him as Bones. No, I always call him Keith Urban, but
Mhm.
Nicole Kidman's husband.
Yeah.
But and country music singer. But Carl Urban, I think I love his bones.
You love his bones?
I'm pretty fond of his bones too, quite honestly.
Like bone structure, right? Like he's
Yeah.
Oh,
a
doesn't
cool
he
guy.
play Bones?
Yes, he does play bones.
And he's a Star Trek fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's the
Yeah.
real deal. This
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. And
And
he's
he's
one of
in
the
Lord of
only
the
actors that
Rings.
has like, I know that he's got like Marvel, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek,
Yeah.
and
Who else has done
remember.
Marvel, Lord of the Rings, and
I think he
Star
had like a
Trek?
walk on Star Trek or Star Wars. Not many.
I feel like there's somebody out there. A lot of people have done 2 out of 3, like
Hmm.
Zoe, Simon Pegg,
Ooh,
uh,
actually, Zoe
Idris, I should say.
Alpha.
Zoe was in a movie that is actually a Marvel property.
Yes, she's done,
Yeah.
Oh.
but she hasn't done Star Wars, has
No.
she? Right, so she's done
No.
2.
Mhm.
Who has done all 3 outside of Carl Urban? I feel like somebody must have. Andy Serkis has only done 2 of the 3.
Um, John
Noble, has
Noble.
he done Star Wars? He's got the
I
voice for
don't
it.
think
If he
so.
did
He
voice,
sure
so that's 2 of
does.
them.
Hmm.
That's still
What a
2.
great actor.
Right. Yeah, he is. He's amazing.
I like
Anyway,
his work.
Love this game.
live chat, let us
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
Like the EGOT
This
only for nerds.
There
John Davis says Carl
are
Urban won't touch Disney woes.
oh,
And
Chris
Joel says,
Hemsworth.
has he done Star Wars? He's done
No, he's
2.
done
No.
2 out of the 3.
Hmm.
Yeah. A
Katie
lot of people have done
Sackhoff
2 out of
must
3.
be in Star Trek.
Yes, she does.
She should.
Somebody put Katie Sackhoff in Star Trek, please.
Joel
Yeah.
says
Yeah.
we needed Christopher Lee in Trek.
That could have been fun.
That
Mm.
could have been fun.
Dead Purple 7 says Zoe Saldana, y'all. She adds the, what is that? A Pina? Is that what is that thing?
Pina.
Tilde?
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
Tilde. Yeah,
Tilde.
Pina is a pineapple, isn't it?
I
Something like
don't
that.
Colada.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember
You would
most of
think I
anything.
It's a
know.
little tee.
Don't
Yeah.
ask my mom.
That's not what that is.
Oh,
Or
wait, no,
you
this
could
tee.
ask my
Yeah.
mom, but don't tell her I didn't know.
All right. So maybe everybody says Tilda, yeah. So
Tilda.
it seems like Carl Urban is the only one. He is one of one,
One of
unless we can
one.
find somebody else who did. There's so many animated
Hmm.
shows. I feel like somebody's like done some voiceover in some kind of Star
Mhm.
Wars child's cartoon or something. Anyway, what's next
Ooh.
on the agenda here? Okay,
What
this
is
is
next?
screenrant.com, written by Sean Corley.
Oh.
It says, oh, here's a good one. This is it. You're never dead if you're Star Trek dead. Captain
Mhm.
Kirk is back
Oh
from the
yeah.
dead for Star Trek, The Last Starship series. You change
Mm.
ship to fighter, and I'm listening.
Heck yeah.
The Last
I just
Starfighter.
watched that
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
good.
So what's this? This is a book series,
Yeah, it's being put out by
comic, yeah.
IDW, and they're calling it a novel, I think, or a book,
Oh,
but it might be a graphic novel from
Cool.
IDW,
Hmm.
and it takes place during the burn, and
Oh.
it reveals that Captain Kirk is still alive somehow. So they bring him
Hmm.
back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Turns out he was
Ooh.
only mostly dead.
He was only
Mhm.
mostly dead.
yeah.
That was
Oh,
perfect.
that rascal. Ah, boy, that rascal.
That's because they kept his bones laying around,
Oh, Bones is definitely dead.
right?
Linda Andreg said, or soap opera dead.
Yes, exactly.
Good point. Well, that's cool. People do love Kirk. So basically, Kirk is just never gonna die. He's gonna keep getting written up. He's gonna get revived. He's gonna get recast. It's just gonna keep going on forever. Kirk,
Like William Shatner.
yeah,
Exactly.
Kirk is definitely the character that just will live on and Spock too. Spock's up
Hmm.
there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, not a ton on
Okay.
that, but people are very
Okay.
happy about it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Speaking of captains that never die,
Uh-huh.
and Goonies that don't say it.
I
Nice.
love that movie.
Me too.
Oh, yes, this is fun too.
Facebook.com, here it is. Trek Central says new Picard novel. A new Star Trek Picard
Ooh.
is coming from author
From-
Dayton Ward, our
Oh, our
buddy,
Yeah,
friend.
our
titled
friend.
To Defy Fate.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
exciting.
Pre-order is up
Yeah.
for the new novel, currently slated for a February 17th, 2026 release date, but there are no plot details available yet.
Oh, that's so
All right,
fun
Melissa,
Send
what's
him a
this going to be
message. Hey,
about?
Dayton, I need to know it all.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know because they didn't give us spoilers. They didn't give us details, but I thought it was fun because Dayton Ward, friend of
Yeah.
Virtual TrekCon, is the one penning this book.
That's
Ain't
fantastic.
nobody hating
Nice.
Dayton.
No,
Not
man.
here.
Nope.
Oh, that's really exciting.
What
I've
do you guys think
really
it's gonna be about?
enjoyed, I don't know, all the Picard tie-in books have been really great.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Mm-hmm. What will it be
Did you
about? I
finish
don't know.
Firewall?
No, I haven't. I haven't. I have a friend that wrote a
Dang.
novel and I've been reading it.
Oh, fun. Yeah, Firewall was fun.
Yeah, but I need to. That's my next order of business.
What if
But
it just takes place like between season 1 and 2 or between
it
2 and 3,
could.
something like that, because that's what a lot of those novels used to do back in the day,
Yeah.
like TNG things. They used to just be
Mhm.
like, hey, let's just fill in these edges here. We got stuff to work
I
with.
always liked it with the
Yeah.
TNG when they would actually say like when it happened specifically. I always really appreciate. I think it was Cupid.
Ooh.
He definitely did that in.
I saw
Yeah.
someone had mentioned in the comments that it would be fun if they followed Rios when he went back to Earth and followed his story.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah, what was the
Yeah.
lady's name that Sirach liked a lot? Her name was
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Nor do I.
Which one? The one from season 2 of Picard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rios's gal.
hmm
She was
Yeah.
like a doctor or something.
Yeah.
And like
Actually,
the butterfly effect.
I haven't read his tie-in novel because there is one
Oh.
from that's like a prequel, I think, sort of talking about when he was in Starfleet.
So her name
Ooh.
in the show was
Give us the first letter.
Teresa
Oh,
Ramirez.
Teresa.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I
That's
said
okay.
it too
I said it
fast.
too late.
I
Yeah.
suck.
Teresa.
Good job.
Teresa.
Teresa.
Yeah.
hmm
She's definitely a character in Picard. She's definitely very memorable.
She was. We
I'm
just
being
can't remember her
100
name.
I'm being 100% serious right now. Very memorable. Why is that funny?
No reason.
Oh
I'm being
no.
Played by
serious.
Sol Rodriguez.
Nice.
She was lovely.
Absolutely. Very memorable.
hmm
Anyway, so that's cool. It might also be like a prequel to Picard, right?
Yeah.
Just like the year leading up to it.
Mhm.
Maybe, he's hanging out with number one, I don't think number one was neutered, so they won't be doing that.
hmm
If I remember correctly, I was like, oh, he is not neutered.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
but so cute.
Just saying.
cut up there. There's a big time jump between season 2 and season 3.
Right.
And there's a Raffi and Seven story, but there's not a other
Ooh,
story.
Yeah.
in between. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'd like to see
Mhm.
What if it's kind of concurrent with season 3? Like it's just showing. Yeah, because we lost, who was it? Soji Berry, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
She was gone, and then we lost Elnor,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And then Agnes became a good Borg.
Yeah.
Mhm. They kind of left a kernel of like a
Mm.
little like a little nugget of they planted a seed
Oh.
with Sung when because he opened the drawer and he had that envelope in it or that folder in it that said something about the androids, and they never continued with that thread of
It was
it didn't really
the
go
augments,
anywhere.
wasn't it? Wasn't there a like through line to Khan in there?
Was
Maybe.
there? I
That
don't know.
envelope?
It felt like they were setting something up with
Yeah.
leaving that there and showing it to us, but it never panned out
What
from what I
about
remember.
Mhm.
what about a Wesley Crusher book of him being that magical
Yes.
traveler guy?
Sold.
Yeah.
Done.
And he's watching from afar
100%.
while he's
Yeah.
also doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Project Con. That's what they
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Mhm.
Oh, right. Smart.
Yeah.
Good job, Joshua and Joel.
Mhm.
I knew
These
too. I
guys
just couldn't
get
remember
it.
what it was called.
I knew Teresa. I just couldn't remember what she was called too. And I got
Exactly.
I got awarded no points for that one.
That's a good
I
point,
felt like I got
Ryan.
May
negative
God have
points for
mercy
it.
on your soul.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, so I did get a point. Thank you. All right. So, I feel like we've got okay. So this one is also interesting for everybody to enjoy. This is from our favorite website, parade.com.
Ooh, sounds pop-up-y.
Yeah.
It is pop-up-y.
Oh no.
Available to you in your dentist's office.
But I was looking at one from Newsweek
Uh-huh.
and I started reading it and the pop-ups went crazy. I'm like, nope, I'm
What
done.
the
I'm not
heck?
even gonna
Look
read.
at that. Wait, is that Pike looking at
So
that?
it was worse than this.
Okay. Oscar nominated actress 72 turns heads. That's rude. At Star Trek Premiere. Okay. Who is it and why do we what's important
It's
here?
Carol Kane.
Aw, where is she? I
Oh.
don't see her in this.
She's right there with she's the second from the
Oh, there
right
she is.
in
Yeah.
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 She
Hi.
looks amazing.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
Hi.
she does.
Oh, so that's all it is? No, I mean that's
Really?
great.
It's just, she
Beautiful.
still got it.
She
At
does got it.
72,
Oh,
she's
no,
working
she
that
always looks
runway.
amazing.
Exactly.
I'm always surprised at how great she looks. Like, good for
Mhm.
her, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
But I thought it was
I
gonna
just
be
thought it was cool.
like a hint, like, oh, is this new actress connected with Star Trek in some way? Let's
I was like,
surmise
how is
things
Jane
and
Fonda in Star Trek? And
theorize.
then I remember that she's not 72 anymore.
What is she now?
She's in her
she's in her
80s.
80s, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna get physical for sure.
Damn
Oh,
straight.
wait.
She
Is
still
that Olivia
works out, I
Newton-John? I
think.
think that's Olivia
That
That
is
Newton-John.
is
Olivia
Olivia
Newton-John.
Newton-John. Yeah. No, Jane
Jane
Fonda
I
is
was picking
like
up what I saw where you go on that, Ryan.
Jane
She
Fonda's
just works
Jane
out,
amazing.
Fonda
right?
works out. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So Suzanne Summers did too. Remember? She was the Thigh Master,
Master.
and
Thigh
Matt Boardman was the
Master.
gatekeeper. That's a
Nice.
little Ghostbusters
That was
twist
really
right
good.
there.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I recently saw Carol Kane in a show that I've been watching, Poker Face, and she's
Oh,
fantastic.
that seems like a good match.
Completely different character and feel from Pelia. It's
Awesome.
great. Yeah, she is fantastic.
I like her.
Hey,
Mhm.
this is a good one. This is from screenrant.com. Our good friend
Hey.
John Orchiola back of the head.
Yeah.
We could have jumped on this one sooner, but we wanted to take a break from Strange New Worlds, get into other stuff. Now,
Yeah.
right back into Strange New Worlds, this is a juicy one. This
It
is a
is.
juicy
A
one.
juicy anvil?
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh.
Six things Strange New Worlds ending with season 5 means for Star Trek. Here they are. I'm
I
just going to
still
read them
think,
out. Yes.
because number one is in the picture.
Mhm.
I still think Una should get a spin-off.
Agreed.
I would love that.
Mhm.
Number 6, Strange New Worlds won't repeat Star Trek Discovery's ending problem. Strange New Worlds has time to plan its ending, he
Yeah,
says.
for
And
sure.
that's
Yep.
they're way ahead of the game right now. What are they shooting season 4, right?
Shooting
So
4, writing 5. Yeah.
so this is it. They can just really work it out. I love
Mhm.
that right now, if any of them are watching this, they're like, they go back to work. They're like, hey, you guys, everybody thinks that if we're doing 6 episodes, they have to be longer. Did we,
Yeah.
is that a thing? No, we never
Mhm.
talked about that. Well, everybody's thinking that that's going to be a thing.
Do
Was
it
that,
longer.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I guess we could drag out a couple scenes here. Yeah, we got to make it like an hour now. That's what everybody's expecting. This is weird.
An
Mhm.
hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like
At
Stranger
least
Things.
the last
Mhm.
yeah. Well,
Stranger
Stranger
Things
Things was
world.
like 2 hours.
I think all of them are going to be 2 hours this time.
Oh yes, it's going to be
7
long.
Yeah.
hours.
Inside
Maybe.
sources tell us.
Yeah. All right. Number 5. Strange New Worlds could have extended episodes. Oh, right on cue. Could feature-length Strange New Worlds episodes replace Star Trek streaming movies? Oh,
Mm.
that's interesting. Yeah. What if they turn them into feature length and they release them like monthly
Mm,
or bi-weekly?
bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly.
I like how you guys are negotiating with me. Like, okay, we'll settle
I will
out of
give you
court for
$1.
bi-weekly. That's fine. We can accept this. Okay, number 4. Strange New Worlds will need to have time jumps. Strange New Worlds has 4 more years until Star Trek, the original series. Yeah, I was doing that math too.
Mhm.
If they have 4 more years and like a season and a half to do it, they're either going to do time jumps, or if they turn into the original series, it would be the original series preceding season 1
Right.
of the original series. So I'd be fine with that too. What if
Yeah.
they did 2 or 3 or 4 seasons of the time in between Strange New Worlds ending and say 2 or 3 years before the original series
Well,
starting?
that would
Mhm.
work.
Yeah.
That would work.
Jury says,
Yeah.
Melissa says yes.
Yeah. Because
That would work.
the Pike thing, when does that happen?
During the original series. I don't know.
During the original series?
Before it, maybe.
Well, before it, I would think, right? Because
But
by the time he
Wasn't it
shows up,
in the menagerie?
no.
This is a Matt Boardman question. Matt, you got to tell us this stuff. My original series is not what it used to be.
2267 is when he's supposed to get in the accident.
Right.
Right.
And when does the original series start? 2269?
I think so.
I think 2269.
Let's see here. Yes,
Okay.
2266,
Pikes-
2266 and 2269. So
Oh,
Wait, what?
Okay.
Oh,
the
that's
original
when
series.
goes
Yeah.
from 2266 to 69. So yes, so Pike does get injured in during the second year of the original series.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
not just when we see him. That's
So
like
he's not on the Enterprise when this happens.
Correct.
No,
He's not on the
yeah.
Enterprise. No.
Interesting.
It's a training cruise with some cadets.
Right.
And there's an engineering accident.
so
Right.
this might not happen on Strange New Worlds because the
No.
original series starts. So basically he's still like 6 years away.
Right.
Well,
He's
Joshua
6 years away
Reeve-
from burning his face and becoming Pizza Face.
Joshua Reeves says Kirk takes command of the Enterprise in 2265, and Pike's accident is in 2266.
Right. Hmm.
That's different. And what year are we currently doing in Strange New Worlds? 60.
Strange New World started
Two?
in 2259.
So we're probably like around season 3 is probably around 62, then 63-ish. I mean, it doesn't
getting
mean
there.
that every season has to equal a year. Every season could equal
Right.
a
Mhm.
week, or 10 years. But anyway,
Yeah, I
the
mean-
point is they have a lot to play with, but they will have to jump a few years if they want to have like a seamless transition into the original
Right.
series, which I
Yeah.
don't think that they will. I think maybe what Akiva's hint is that Strange New Worlds is going to end, and then they're going to have 2 or 3 or maybe 3.5 or 4 years to play with between that
Mhm.
and the original series. And then,
What
of
if-
course, Pike can come back, later on if they want. There's all kinds of stuff they can work with.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Hmm.
I think we're going to get a lot of answers in season 4.
What are they gonna call it?
Yeah.
Season 4.
They can't. No, not season 4.
Strange
The
New World.
time between.
They can't call it they can't call it the original series, and they can't
Star
just
Trek,
call it.
the time between.
Hmm.
That'll be fun. Okay.
But they
Number
should
3.
Still have Star Trek, the Lost Era.
I agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Strange New
Agreed.
Worlds and Starfleet Academy means 5 more seasons of Star Trek are coming. There are still 46 episodes of Star Trek on the way.
That's
minimum.
very nice. That's a nice thought.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, Strange New Worlds could end on the 10th anniversary of Star Trek Discovery premiering. Yeah, that would be 2017. 2027 will be 10 years of Star Trek on Paramount Plus. What was it? I think it was in September of 2017, wasn't it?
Something like that.
And then number 1, will Star Trek go on a hiatus after Strange New Worlds ends? Lots
No
of
way.
questions surround Star Trek's future. It might happen.
Because we still have, well, we don't know what's going to happen with that, but we still have Starfleet Academy, and we don't
Exactly.
actually know when that's going to be released.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I just, it's like money, yes, blurp, 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 but like as long as they have one show to just kind of pull it through, right? So
Yeah.
if they've got however many seasons of Academy that they've, that they're thinking they're gonna do, and then they get something else lined up to whoop,
Yeah.
Wait,
slide in.
just real quick. John is saying
Shoop.
in the live chat that Strange New World season 2 is 2260. Season 3 has a time jump
Ah.
to 2261. And he
Oh,
said the
okay.
time jump in season 3 isn't a spoiler. Uhura's hair clearly gets suddenly longer after the season 3 premiere.
So season three takes place 2 years basically after season one, right? Just like season three was released 2 years after season two, right? So
Mm.
basically, they are keeping it consistent with the amount of time. If
Right.
2 years had passed and 2 years of real time have passed, doesn't mean they have to follow that rule. Doesn't mean it is a rule, but that's interesting to note. Cool.
Hmm.
All right. So, what I'm trying to say is thanks very much for hanging out with us, Joel, Mark, Kathy D, Herbert Turner, and Chuck A, back of the head. Oh, he's the guy. He says the time jump in season three isn't a spoil. Oh, wait, is that what you were reading?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I thought you said, oh, you did say John.
Yeah.
I was thinking of some other John,
That's what I
and then
thought
this was back because I think of him as
too.
back of the head in the live chat, but I was like, no, no,
Oh.
you said it was someone named John. Oh, that's right. It was
That
literally John.
guy.
Okay, gotcha. It's only Tuesday. All right. So, before we say our goodbyes, the Matt Boardman, where can people find you and your goodies online?
Well, check out my YouTube channel. I'm working on some things. Working
Oh,
on more things. Got to put more things up there, and I'll interact with you a little bit on the Facebook, and I gotta get Blue Sky. I keep forgetting about Blue Sky.
Just get it. Get
Well,
it.
I have it, but I just forget to
Just
pull it up.
use
is it
it.
still happening? Are people
Yes,
active
it's
there
still
still?
happening.
It's very
Great.
active.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that there, and then check out my ArtStation page if you want to see some cool Star Trek art.
Yeah.
And we do. Speaking of cool Star Trek art, Jenny R, what about you?
Hey, well, folks, hey, I make art. And also, you can go to my website and check out the art that I make. It's jennyrjohnson.com. Hey, you can also go to my shop through the website. Yay! And also, you can sign up for my newsletter and find out more about the Star Trek art. And you can also find me on social media, including Blue Sky, at Jenny R. Johnson Art, where you can see me making art, including Star Trek art. Whoa! That is all.
That's
Hey,
kind of a
speaking what?
that's kind of a Kramer move right there.
Hey.
Wow. Wait.
Yeah.
Uh,
Speaking
speaking
of
of talented artists, what about yourself, Melissa Longo? Your thoughts?
Oh, thanks. I was gonna say you can check out my somewhat great. I don't know.
it's
Anyway,
fabulous.
no, you can check out my stuff at walkingartmadebymelissa.com. And Walter Ian K said, I can smell Ryan's brain fart, which gave me a brain fart. So, whoops. Anyway, because I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, it's walkingartmadebymelissa.com. La la la. Sign up for my newsletter. La la la. You can find me here on Virtual TrekCon. The seventh rule: falling tower, watch the first, and 3 foot upstairs. Ha ha ha. And
Scary.
Zumba is coming soon.
Oh yeah,
Woo!
Zumba.
Oh, all
Zumba is
right
coming
then.
soon after I practice a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fair.
But check out my website for that too.
Very cool. Always keep learning, everybody. Keep learning
Yeah.
always. All right. And everybody, you can find me online at Ryan TG Husk. Once again, that's at Ryan TG Husk or just at Falling Tower, the seventh rule, or Virtual Trek Con on your favorite social media, but especially right here on YouTube, obviously. That's it for us. Thank you to Ninodi, Walter, Joel, Redshirt, Joshua, Sarit, Amanda, Robert Kaiser, Herbert Turner, May Borello in the May area, was gonna say in the Borello area, but that's just weird. Uh, Dead Purple 7, Mark Zutkoff, Kathy D, Bob D, Steve Case,
Oh.
Dave Gregory, and everybody else. It's been a great time. We had a lot of fun.
Yay!
Oh, that was a close one. We almost forgot to talk about the week ahead. Real quick,
Oh
I know, man alive.
no!
This
Whoa!
Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, come right back to the virtual TrekCon channel. We have our live Star Trek show called Star Trek and Chill Tracksuit Plus. It's going to be premiering that it's on that platform Tracksuit Plus, so check that out. Actually, YouTube Virtual
Yes.
TrekCon, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time on the Virtual TrekCon YouTube channel. That was tiring. And then on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, check out the Seventh Rules review, first segment review of oh, oh, the inner light. The
Yes.
inner light, everybody. Everybody thinks that's a very good episode,
Except for
but
Jonathan Frakes.
did Sirach Lofton agree with Jonathan Frakes, or does he
Mm-mm.
agree with the masses? We'll find out this Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. And then on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, we've got our full review of The Perfect Mate, The
Oh,
Perfect Mate, with our guest, Dave Zappone. He's cool. He likes Star
nice.
Trek. Star
Awesome.
Trek documentarian. He said, "Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll review the out of
Nice.
that episode."
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. And we will see you in social media. Until then, until the next time,
Yeah.
when you think about back of the head is also John, put it on the main viewer.